It's really important to remember that more often than not, it is people who have failed us that have not met our expectations. So often in my own life and in the lives of people I love, I see us blame the Most High for things that people have done, ways that people have been. And for a long time, it allowed me to misconstrue and place blame in the wrong place, because I was just so discouraged that the God that created me and created the heavens and the earth could be so trifling, could be so oppressive, could be so hateful. And it wasn't until I formed my own personal relationship and had my own particular connection and understanding where God shifted from being this like judgmental person that, being that just couldn't wait to, strike me down, to being this very loving, intentional father that provided above and beyond anything that I could ask or think. And so that was pivotal for me, growing up in a church where I can't even get into all those things, but like an evangelical environment, and being made to feel that just on the basis of my skin alone, that I was less worthy, that I was less loved even, right? When you want to talk about subliminal messaging. There was a lot of racial undertones that sometimes they were overtly said and sometimes they were not. But at the end of the day, it made me feel like that's what God felt about me, because I was getting those messages from people that considered themselves to be, or prop themselves up to be, God's messenger. And so it does so much damage in our spiritual relationship with God. And there were many, many years where I asked questions and I would go to people and I'd be like, hey, what does this mean? What does that mean? I even went to Bible college for a year just trying to figure out some things. And I remember having a conversation with a pastor after I'm like reading the word, and I'm like, hey, this right here is actually in contradiction to some stuff that y'all are talking on Sunday mornings. What's going on? And he very boldly just looked me in my face and was like, yeah, we know, but people don't want to hear that. So we just kind of stick with this over here. And I was so shocked and I was so discouraged. I left, no longer attended Bible college after that particular conversation. Maybe I stayed like another week or two. I left, and ultimately it led to about a decade-long search where I'm like, okay, well, God, you're clearly not here. There was a knowingness in my heart and in my spirit to know that God is real, but I absolutely was clear that he was not in the space that I was, not in that church that I was in. And, when I look at a lot of folks today that they really just don't trust God, they really just don't even know where to land when it comes to their beliefs. They don't even know where to land when it comes to developing a relationship with the Most High. And it's crazy because I know the root of it. The root of it is people. The root of it is people that haven't been trustworthy, people that haven't done well in leading us and pointing us to Christ. And so, today I just want to encourage you, if you are that person where you're like, hey, listen, I know all this stuff over here is maybe not it, but I also know, these church folk over here is also not it. It's not about all that. It's about relationship. And I can promise you, my life did not change at all until I leaned into the relational aspect, the direct communication and understanding, reading the word for myself. I'm not saying that anything that you interpret is going to be whatever. Like, definitely do your due diligence. I'm a researcher by nature, and so I'm always looking and seeking to understand, and I want to know definitions and I want to know origins and all of that. But at the end of the day, 10 years I spent studying a ton of Eastern religions and just other religions all over the world, just trying to find the truth of the matter, right? And ultimately, I was like, okay, I don't feel you in any of these places. And I just remember the day like it was yesterday. It was like I felt like the Holy Spirit tapped me on my shoulder and was like, "Yo, are you done?" And I was like, yeah, I'm done. Like I'm done searching. Like, but if you're telling me that you're real, like I need to know you directly. And so I would encourage you, if you're watching today and you are just all the way through with church, you're all the way through with the elders in your family that tried to shove the Bible down your throat, but they didn't walk it out every day. If you're tired of the hypocrisy and the hate and the anger and the jealousy and the all kinds of craziness that any of us could have seen at any given moment in a church or in our family, I want you to be assured that that's not God. Plain and simple. Those are perhaps his people. That might also be a question mark, but that is not representative of the heart of God and the desire to be in communion and in relationship with us. And it really, I gotta tell you, it's a one-on-one thing. If you don't have a one-on-one direct relationship with the Most High, you're missing out. You're missing out on a sweet, deep, all-encompassing love that you may never, ever experience in any other way. And so again, I just want to encourage you today. You're probably disappointed in people, but don't put people's craziness and ridiculousness on God. Let that be their own. Let people stand alone in the crap that they've dished out and put on other people. But just for a moment, just take a moment and decipher and separate what you've experienced. Let God be God. Let God reveal God's character to you. Don't let it be what you've experienced of people that may or may not have bastardized his word. I hope that you guys have a beautiful day. Stay encouraged, and I'll talk to you guys soon.